I'm a precise person. And this will go up.
You can, yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, how's that? That's probably good. I think you can hear me anyways. You know those feminists who paint with menstrual blood or placenta omelets after giving birth? I kind of feel like I'm going into that territory with this chapter, and I was going to cut it for that reason, but I can't. I'm upstairs in the closet-sized bathroom at the end of the hall. I called myself bitch in so many years ago. It's even bright and sunny, like it was on that day. I had pulled the toilet paper from between my legs. There's a bright red streak down the center of it, medium cadmium red. The same color as when I cut myself or get a nosebleed. I take a pad from the box under the sink, attach it to my underwear, and go down the stairs. My mom was at the kitchen table, folding clothes. Hey, Mom. She turns slightly. I got my period. She nods curtly, goes back to work. I grab a glass from the kitchen cupboard. At the fridge, I pour myself some milk. There's a woman, she must be 40, wearing a yellow halter top. Her nipples push against the fabric. They are so large. It's like she has those nibs candies, one on each side at the apex of each globule. Ugh. She struts across the fairground. She has long, shiny fingernails, darker, or maybe just more saturated than the cloud of candy cotton they dig into. Behind her, I see the cows on the baseball diamond. The farmers lead them back and forth in front of judges. I look back at the woman. She's displaying her breasts like the farmers are displaying their cows. Oh, God. I'm getting breasts. It seems like in the last month or so, my chest opened up and pushed out two tiny volcanoes of bruised flesh. It's soft and spongy when I touch it. Reminds me of the rotted spot on a piece of fruit, like an apple or a peach. Cold wind starts to blow. Dark clouds roll in. People pull sweaters from their bags and wrap coats around themselves. Cows moo. I go to the bathroom under the bleachers. In the mirror, I see two dark circles where my new breasts are. Oh my God. I go into the bathroom stall and grab some toilet paper and put a square over each lump under my t-shirt. I go back outside. It starts to rain. The t-shirt gets wet and the toilet paper disintegrates. So I put a hand on each shoulder across my chest and walk around like that. I see the woman with the halter top. She's standing in a crowd in the entrance to the exhibition hall. There's a man with her, one of the judges, cow contest. She's wearing a coat. He's got his arm around her. The coat's obviously his. You know the void? Some people feel like they're on a precipice. Some people feel like they're flying. For me, it's saran wrap. I feel like I'm on saran wrap and I try to keep my weight off it. I don't want to go through because way, way, way down there below there's dark, seething water. I stay in bed. My heart pounds. I feel it, but I hear it. It fills my head. I can't think. All I can do is hear my heart pound. And that's when the visions start. I don't want to see these things, but I have to. I'm a maggot. I transform into a little gray moth and fly around for about 30 seconds before a woman claps me dead and wipes the gray dust of my body off on her thighs. Then I see a 1930s black and white movie starring my family. Their faces float into view, filling the screen. My brother, Stanley, says, "Mama is such a bitch. She thinks she's better than us. Look at her now." Yeah, he laughs like a cartoon villain. I told you, I do not want to see these things. If you're humiliated, you have no meaning and no value. If you leave the herd, insisting there's a better way, better things to believe, but you fail, if you don't become stronger, if you don't make more friends than anyone in the group you're leaving, if your social position doesn't improve. Now I see my mother's face. Her eyes are sharp and tight, her pupils glint like blades. I'm 14. Juicy. She licks her lips. "I told you," she says. "You thought you could leave." "Yes, Mom." "Now you know. I'm right. I am better than you." "Yes, Mom." If it stopped there, it would be fine. But it doesn't, and it won't, until I'm home, forever, like her. She needs someone to direct. Someone to tell what to wear, what to eat, who to hang out with, who to marry. She also needs someone to talk to. Her parents, her brothers and sisters, my dad even, herself. No one has ever put her first. "You look so much like your mother," my aunt says. "You even act like her." I shrug and look away. In many ways, I am my mother's second chance. It's not her fault, the way she acts. She can't see a day into the future. She can't remember a day into the past. She's not stupid. The opposite, actually. It's pain. That's what pain does. Her only hope, her only friend, is I think, a fictional character she calls God. So that's from book 1 of Do the Wrong Thing. Thank you. What happens now?
You talk about your writing process?
Oh, I thought you guys were going to ask me questions about my writing process.
They will after
Who do
we
you
talk
write
about it,
for?
maybe.
Pardon?
Who do you write for?
Myself, of course. Unlike you, I actually do have a schedule, so I write at least 2 hours a day. If I can do more, I do, but at least 2 hours a day, whether I'm in the space or not. And I write for myself. I guess I have I have several critique groups, and I take, Ken goes to one of them. So I definitely like hearing people's feedback and stuff. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's still my piece, but if a lot of people are having trouble understanding something, or you know why it's there or anything, then I work on it. Then I either work on it. So that's my process. And this particular book had a pretty tight outline. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. The whole series. I put out the first chunk as book 1, and then I'll put the rest out in separate chunks. So this one has a very strong outline, but before that I wrote another book that's like poetry, and it's got some film elements. It's sort of a mishmash of stuff. And that one was the exact opposite. I wrote it with no outline. I didn't have any plan, nothing, and that was hard. So now I've made this really tight outline that I follow. I don't know what else to say.
What about something else that you're interested in besides writing, if there's anything
What
else?
else am I interested in? So I had an English degree, and then I went to art school. I was kind of interested in film, but I didn't want to. And I could have went to film school via the writing process, but I wanted to be behind the camera and all that stuff. So I didn't get accepted at film school, so I went to art school. I went to Emily Carr. So I did a lot of, I did do a fair amount of making like little comedy videos in the past, and a lot of graphic design and writing and coding. I was coding websites at the end. What was the question? What am I interested in?
Yeah. Anything else that you're passionate about besides writing, or that is related to writing? Just another chance to talk about something else.
Something else that
Yeah.
I like technology a lot, and I know from having worked in technology and then going back into the writing community, I felt like there's a lot of people don't like technology. They almost feel like it's like a bad thing. But I guess really technology means tool, right? And tools are what they are. You can not know about tools, but if you decide not to know about tools, someone else is going to make one and probably use it to steal your stuff or something. I like technology. It's very mind-blowing when you see things that are happening. I mentioned Bitcoin in my bio. I mean, that just blows my mind. There's someone's making an entirely new financial system. I mean, and I don't know. And when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, how do you stop this crap that's going on in the world? I'm like, well, you get them where they live, because all they care about is money. So, and I'm like, these guys are doing it. They started a new financial system. It's not, as things grow, they get corrupt, I guess, which we've seen with the crypto sphere, which is kind of sad. But anyway, I just like the idea of someone making something that's so central and to our entire communities and the world, and making it decentralized, and not owned and run by a bunch of rich guys that you don't know who they even are, where they live.
What did you major in at Emily Carr?
I was in integrated media. I think it changed its name to multimedia.
Okay.
I came here to go to Emily Carr, and then I went back 10 years later in the same program. Both times I didn't finish. Oh, and that's super funny. I always find it funny because at the end of my coding career, most of my jobs were like, the #1 requirement would be a computer science degree. It was like, it was a computer science degree, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here I am, I've got an English degree and I went to art school. I don't know, I did it. Yeah, the world's a funny place.
Does anyone have any questions for Malcolm?
Do you find any like parallels between writing code and writing like poetry or prose sort of literary work kind of?
Yes, I mean, in a way. I mean, most of my coding was front end, so a lot of it, you know, I'm writing like CSS and making the websites look nice. So it was almost more an analogous to maybe drawing. I think when you get more into the functionality of a website, maybe it would be more like telling a story. Do you code? Do you write code? Oh, cool.
Unfortunately.
You said for this book you're working on that you had a really tight outline, and the previous one you didn't. So how is the editing process different? Is it less editing if you've got a really tight outline, or?
No, because I actually wrote most of the first draft in NaNoWriMo, so it's very rough, right? I just really roughed everything in. So the editing process is also a fair amount of rewriting, because yeah, they're sort of chunky. Some, you know, so I'm like, what does that even mean? What is this paragraph doing? What was the point of it? So it's easier in terms of the structure is easier, but there's still a fair amount of editing.
So towards the beginning of the bit that you just read, you mentioned kind of like crossing over into this like, you know, like blood feminist kind of thing. And like, sure, like you mentioned period blood, but like beyond that, like, could you elaborate on like kind of like what that, like why that would be crossing into that, or like
Into the mention of feminism or whatever?
yeah, like because in the beginning you mentioned like crossing this territory of like, you know, this specific kind of feminist that will like eat their own placenta or whatever. And like sort of like, could you elaborate on like why you kind of suggested
Why?
that you crossing into that territory kind of?
Oh, because I mean maybe it's different for younger women, but I mean you guys can maybe tell. I mean when I grew up, you didn't even, you know, it's like the character's experience. It's like you don't talk about that. Like, you know, it's a big taboo. So, but is it different now? I think it's a little different now, right? Things have opened up a little. No. Not so much.
I think racialized people have a very different experience of discussing love in that way.
Like a more open experience. Yeah. More open? No. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, like, yeah, that's the question, yeah.
Do you foresee yourself writing a screenplay for this one day? Because you said you were interested in film. So.
Yeah. That would be super fun.
Do you publish stuff online mostly, or have you published stuff online, or?
Well, this is on an Amazon. I self-published,
Okay.
and I'm not sure I would recommend that route to anyone. It's a lot of work. And the print book just came out like December 23rd. The ebook's been out for about a few months before that. I do a podcast. I have a critique group, the Vancouver Writers Group, and we do a podcast. So once a week we meet and critique each other's work, and anybody who wants to read for the podcast can. So my work in progress is always up once a week there.